I'm watching on another screen to see that it's coming in okay and that there's not too much light, not this other stuff. So here, let me fix this. Hi, everybody. I'm Sandy Weber again, and I wanted to talk to you guys today about two things, actually. The first is if you're a special needs parent or if you know someone who is, chances are money is tight and they don't know what to do, or they're in the hospital all the time and they're bored and want something constructive to do. It's a hard thing. If you look at my front page, I have identical twins with Down syndrome. And we spent the first 4 years of their life in hospitals, primarily in Dallas and then up in Cincinnati. So I know what I'm talking about. They were also preemies. So we started out in a NICU unit, also in Dallas. So when the boys were born, they're actually triplets. And the first one is fraternal. And then the next two are identical, and male and Downs. So they're very unusual, very fragile cells who are not fragile anymore, thank God. But anyway, the question is, how do you do this? I know that for us, I spent some time in hospitals. I worked on a book for parents about how to survive it. And I've got that around here someplace on the computer. I'll have to go ahead and print it out one day, I guess. But now, things have changed a lot since the boys were born. They were born on Valentine's in the year 2000. So I've found a way to make a decent income to supplement what we've got. And I do it in the evenings when the boys are asleep, or early morning when the boys are asleep. And then once they go back to school, they'll be seniors this year in high school. While they're at school, I'll be able to work as well. So it's not anything that you've got to buy into. It's not anything that's going to break the bank. You need a computer. You need internet. And then I got these. These are a nice pair of headphones that I got. And I'll have a link. So if you want to look at them, you can. They're under $25. And they have my favorite feature. So let me show you this. And then my husband found a feature. So this is really cool because if I push this button, even though it says it's off, it is off. So if my kids walk in, I can hit that button. Nobody hears anything. And then my husband, who is a techno geek, discovered that if I break it into two pieces, I didn't break it, pull it apart, he can put it into his telephone while we're traveling, and it is noise canceling. So he can't hear the boys as they go through SpongeBob or Kung Fu Panda or whatever the video of the day is. So these are the only things you really need. So my total cash outlay for what I'm about to discuss with you was basically $25. And then if you can see behind me, I've got stuff, and obviously it has to do with education. So I actually have a degree. I have been a classroom teacher, close to 10 years. I've done special needs. I've done life skills. I've taught just regular kids English. I have done what's called co-teach, which is a way to help kids that are mainstreamed not to get lost in the system. And I'm sorry, let me turn this off. I didn't realize how loud it was going to be. Anyway, so, what I'm going to tell you is not something that I'm, trying to make a fast buck and going to sell you something. It's something that's working for us at our house right now. And to make it a little bit more complicated, I guess, we are from Texas and we lived in Dickinson until August the 23rd, I believe. And we had a gentleman named Harvey come visit and put the water up to the top of the beds. So it was very difficult, very hard. We managed to walk out as soon as it was light. I've never left for a hurricane. And I've lived in Texas all but 5 years of my life when I was in Maine, and then 4 years when we were overseas on an assignment. But I've always been here. I've never left for a storm, never. And our house had never flooded. We had no flood insurance. We had 4 years left on our mortgage. So if you can say new cars, new house, new clothes, new everything, that would pretty much describe our state. So we managed to get the house that we're in now, which is great. Kids love it. We love it. It doesn't have all the trees and stuff like my other house did, but I'm working on it. But we do still have the house payments on the other house. And so we're making double house payments. Now, for some of you, my combined house payments is probably what you're paying for one, depending on where you live, but it's enough to stress me out. So I'm like losing my mind. The other thing is that from the storm, I now suffer from PTSD. I know, don't ask. It's just that things will upset me, and all of a sudden, I don't want to answer the phone. I don't want to answer the door. I want to stay in my room under the sheets and covers, and it's just really strange. It drives me crazy, but unfortunately, it's part of what went with this. So anyway, let's get back. So what I had found is that I can work online doing ESL in China. And, you're like, I don't get it. Well, the Chinese children are allowed to take one foreign language and a high percentage take English. So I've been doing this for a little over a month now. And it's something that I'm going to continue to do because at first I like it. It lets me teach. And secondly, it's interesting. I get to learn about China. I get to learn about the kids. Some of them have excellent language skills. They have wonderful enunciation. They have great vocabularies. They just don't have all the syntax that's different. That's just a fancy way of saying they don't put their words in the right order or with the right endings kind of thing. So for me, it's really fun, and it really has been enlightening. So I tutor in a brick and mortar in the area, and now I'm going to be tutoring online with 3 other companies, which I know sounds like a big overkill, but there's a certain amount of money I need to bring in monthly, and this is the only way for me to do it. Now, the good part to this is I'm home. And like right now I have on a t-shirt, which is from Christmas, which nobody can tell. And then I also have t-shirts or polo shirts that I use for the other businesses that I'm doing. And it's, stuff I can sit here, put it on. And it's really kind of amazing because my kids are next door. I am in the room that used to be my son's bedroom. He's now gone off to the military. And so because of confidentiality and stuff like that, I can't really talk about him or where he is or what he's doing. But I can tell you that Paul and Alex, who are my twins, are still here. So anyway, the whole purpose behind this is to help. So I have, I guess, 3 comments that go with this. In the box below, I'm going to put the links to the companies that I work for and why I chose them. Some of these companies do one-on-one. Some companies do where 1 teacher to 4 children. And it just depends. For me, we had 9 kids. So the more the merrier. I really don't notice. After the second one, it's all downhill. So I'll give you those links. If you like this video and it helps you, please let me know. If there's specific information you want to know, write to me, let me know about it, and then I'm going to keep updating. The other thing that I'm going to want to do with this particular website is not only talk about what I'm doing financially, but also how we're doing with our special needs. One of the things that I'll have coming up probably next week early is I'm going to be cooking with the boys downstairs. So we'll videotape it. My husband is a techno geek, and so he's going to edit it and put all this stuff in it, make it pretty, make it sound nice. And so it brings out his creative touch. And we will then show you how to make simple and easy meals that your kids can help with, because I know my kids are in life skills, so they're learning life skills. And now we're going to implement those at home, and you get to watch. So if there's something particular that you want to see, some way you want to get your child to do more, different ideas. I'm actually certified in special education for the state of Texas. So I can teach from kindergarten through 12th grade, or pre-K through 12th grade, kids that have special needs. And that can be anything from, being dyslexic to having severe emotional or physical needs. So that's the blurby about me. But anyway, the 3 companies that I've hired on with, I will put below. And there are more out there. If you want to learn more about other ones, please do. You can go into YouTube and at the top search for online teaching, and it will bring up buku, I mean, like a list like this long of videos you can watch. And then they'll have specialized videos on how to interview and what they're looking for and what you can do. And, you know, and some of these gals really, really get into this. And there's some guys doing it, there's some gals doing it. And I'm kind of like, okay, you know, I'm a happy person. I like kids, but I'm not going to go totally nuts. So anyway, you know, it just depends. Some of these companies don't want you to have anything behind you. So I found this out from my team lead at one of the companies. I actually have a white sheet that I put over it to cover everything up so they get that blank look that they want. So gobs of things to do, gobs of things to learn, but mainly if you're a special needs parent, first, you're not alone. Secondly, there is a legitimate way to make some money to help out. And if you have a degree and you feel like you're wasting your education, or you just want to talk to adults or someone other than the nurses and the doctors at the hospital, then this is helpful for you. Now, if you are going on and you're thinking, oh, she doesn't know what my situation is, she doesn't know what it's going to be like. I've also lost 2 children. We had 9. I've lost 2. One had a brain tumor that was inoperable and lived like 3 years longer than they expected. So got to know a lot of really neat doctors and a lot of things I never wanted to know. And then we had a child who was killed in an accident, who died in an accident. So been there, done that, helped write the books. But I'd like to think I'm a decent resource. So if you need something, if you want to know more, you know, please feel free to leave a comment. And if there's something specific you'd like to see a video on, let me know. And if I can, I'll bring it to you as well. So special needs parents, don't give up. And for those of you who may be looking for a second source of income, or you know someone who does, this might be a way to help them out as well. So anyway, see you guys later. Have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day. And I will see you all next week. Bye.